Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. That would be me switching off the beeping there just before we started. It's Sunday evening. I have had a lovely day. Patrick and I have been out and about and we got some foodies and relaxed, and it's been a lovely kind of day. But I wanted to come on today and just ask the question because my brain's a bit fried with this. A few months ago, beginning of December, I did a video about the report that came out. I think it was UK Govt that did it, saying that the UK needed to be more resilient. We needed to get our, wind up radios or battery powered radios. We needed to be ready for such things or times where we might need these things. So for some obscure reason, when the cat got me up at stupid o'clock this morning, 5 o'clock this morning, that cat woke me. But I was awake because, it's not that much later that I get up for work. So I toddled downstairs, plunked myself at my desk with my tea, my crumpets, sort of, woke myself up. And I thought, where is the resilience stuff then? If we're supposed to be more resilient, surely there's, information and stuff and things. So off I jolly well trotted. There is a resilience framework thing from the government, but that's from 2022. There's a Twitter feed for a resilience something or other that I tried to join, but you have to be a member of like the police or the health board or something like that, so that's no use to anybody. But on that Twitter feed, there's a lot of it's like Resilience GB or something like that. But there's a lot of things about lunch meetings and how they discuss lots of things. So I went looking into, it says get community groups. So I went looking for the community groups. And it's basically start your own. Okay. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I checked out the Scottish Government and the English Government, and both of them are as bad as the other. There is nothing in there that can help anyone who has in any way, shape or form got themselves a bit prepared. There is the checklist, which is basically the same as the little red book of resilience. Have your doctor's number, have your police station's phone number, make sure you've got a phone charger, make sure you've got a radio and you know what channel you're tuning into, which for the UK, BBC Radio 4 is the emergency channel that the government will use should there be a breakdown. I don't actually know what the wavelength is, but that will be the emergency channel, seemingly. Also find out what your local radio stations are, because the Scottish Government resilience thing, which is, chocolate fireguard, really. It has got a Twitter page, and all that's been on the Twitter is weather warnings. Watch out for this storm, watch out for that storm. The Scottish Government's having a meeting because there's 2 storms coming back to back. I think that was when we had the red warning and the amber warning. And basically everything is, if it's flooding, make sure you keep your stuff waterproof, get your stuff upstairs. People first, pets later, paperwork after that. It's all stuff that we know. It's all basic stuff. And they're like, oh, here's a template for your preparation guidelines, your resilience guidelines. It's like, we've been doing that for years. People have been doing it for a lot longer than me, and I've been doing it for years. It really, really is very, very basic. And so then I went looking, I was like, right, okay, so that's the basic things. So what happens if it goes very squinty? What happens if, the internet gets attacked or something, cyber attack, or if the electricity gets attacked, if they cut the underground cables or something. And there is nothing. There is no group that's going to be in charge. There is no, these people will help you. There is no nothing. There's no conjoined force or site or anything. And the majority of the information I have found is that you know, the emergency services are there. Do your best. It would be great if you could get a community group together. You want to be going and speaking to other community groups to say, I think we should be ready for emergencies. I think we should have a local plan. You know, let's set up an emergency group. Go on yourself, mate. I'm not doing that. And I mean, that is a really good idea for places, especially places just now which are flooding on a regular basis, etc., etc. But there's just nothing. It's like, you need to be more resilient, says the government in December 2023. In April 2024. Nope, nothing. Nothing after that. So yeah, that was quite interesting to have, you know, had that report about how we needed to be more resilient, and we should make sure we've got batteries, make sure we've got a battery operated radio, make sure we've got torches, etc., etc., for just in case. And if you look to see what the government's done for just in case, they've talked a lot. They've even put out pretty little templates that, you know, we've been saying to each other for ages. You know, make sure you've got a battery operated or a wind up light, wind up or battery operated radio, the little solar lights that you can get that you stick in your garden, have them sitting in your windowsill so you know that they're there and they're always powered up because light from your sitting on your windowsill. Do you know, all that sort of stuff. That's all it's telling you. You know, make sure you've got a first aid kit. Oh, and if it gets wintry weather, then make sure you've got a bag in your car with, you know, like extra jumpers and some juice and some sweeties and a first aid kit just in case you get stuck in the snow. Really? I've known that since I was a kid. That is really quite bad if that is the extent of the UK government's resilience plans. And the fact that there doesn't seem to be a link up between the government and the community. There's no thing of, you know, if this goes squinty, then you need to be looking for this person, or you need to be looking for that person, or, you know, information will be coming out here. Yeah, we've got information will be coming out on Radio 4. What, for the whole country? How long do you think it's going to take me in rural Perthshire to get my information? There should be somewhere local where there's information getting put out. So, yeah. Not thinking that the UK's got the best resilience plan that I've ever seen. It's the same as mine, basically. I would have thought that we would have had a few more, you know, a bit more joined together information than get yourself a first aid kit and an emergency bag. So, come the glorious first, when I go part-time, you know we're going to be doing something about that, don't you? There will be information galore going out on my website. There will be stuff and things and more stuff and things everywhere. Including, like, recipes and crochet patterns and everything like that as well. But I am going to put, like, a resilience page on the website once I go part-time. And I'm going to fill it up with everything that we've pulled together as a group. So that we can tell each other what we've learned from what's happened to us, so that people can plan appropriately. There you go. That's my cunning plan. I dread to think how many cunning plans I'm going to have by the 1st of May, but that's my cunning plan for that. So yeah, I might actually have to put a page in my planner specifically for what you intend doing for when you go part-time for the first, like, 6 months that you're doing it, because that's probably how many plans I have. Apologies, there will be no live tonight. The desk set up with the laptop down, I'm not undoing it all, and certainly after last week, I don't want to be doing the same as I did last week, so I need to invent something else, and until I invent something else, we're just going to hold off on them. But yeah, that's been my Sunday. So I hope you've had a fabulous weekend, and I will catch you later.